Hello everyone, myself Ratna Singh. So this is the topic that I am before you for the presentation on the mean stack. So day one, this is dedicated to the some hands-on on the Node.js and the overview of the mean stack. What is the AM, what is the E, what is the A, what is the N, where why they are stands for. So like here I am creating one folder so this is a day one for the mean stack. So let's say I am creating here the one folder. Okay, guys. So in that folder, we will do the hands-on practice. Okay. And this is the PPT that I am sharing with you. So let's see. So day one dedicated to the introduction to the main stack and the day one dedicated to the Node.js only. So introduction to the main stack. What is the main stack actually? Main stack basically used for the web development and it is the full stack actually. Means like the front end code we will do, back end code we will do, database we will do. So what is the database? And basically stands for the MongoDB. So here we will use MongoDB and MongoDB is the NoSQL database. Means don't need to create the tables schema, tables structure by using the create table command. Just we will drop the collections here. Just we will write the collections here in the form of the JSON object. So JSON object basically it is the key value pair and Express is used for the server call for the HTTP REST API handling. Express is basically the middle layer, and this will provide us the bridge for connecting with the server call for the HTTP hypertext transfer protocol REST API handling. Node.js is the backend handling, means how we are interacting with our database. So that time we will write the code into the Node.js and Node.js basically provides the execution for the JavaScript code runtime environment rather than the browser. Module export and overview of the NPM. What is the NPM Node Package Manager? What is the Node module? What is the package.json? Now overview of the JavaScript ES6 because this is the primary requirement for learning the main stack and the callback function and then day one summarize. Okay, so this is the things that we will do today. Now what is the architecture in the mean stack? See here, Node.js is the outer side, Express.js is the inner side. So Express.js is the just as a middle layer. So it will provide us the bridge for connecting with the server calls API. API means like the get API, post API, put patch API, delete API. So we are just trying to fetch all the records of the employee that means get API. We are just sending or saving one record of the employee that means post API. So this is the force. Force means the cross origin authentication. So cross origin authentication we will provide by using the force. Now means like the front end can be connected with the back end. Mongoose is the library for connecting with the MongoDB and HTTP request that comes from the client side. HTTP response that will be sent to the client from the server end by the database retrieval from the mongoose. So this is the overall architecture of the mean stack. So what things we have to learn one by one? Node.js, then Express.js, then the mongoose, MongoDB, and then the Angular. In the Angular, we will write the front end coding. So here the pillars of the mean stack is the MongoDB. MongoDB is a NoSQL database. How we write the query here? db.student.insert. Here DB is my database name. I have created the database. Okay. db.student.insert and now we are sending the data name colon Akshay marks colon 500. So here the JavaScript object JSON data will be sent here in form of the object. DB is the database name, student is the table name. Now Express.js is the free and open source software used as a backend web application framework. So basically this is the framework that is written on the Node.js. It is commonly used in the popular development stack like the Me with a MongoDB. Node.js is what? It is an open source platform and provides basically the runtime environment for executing the JavaScript code. It is mainly used for building the backend application. Backend means database interaction. Front end, we will use here the Angular. React is also used, but React is used into the MERN stack. But into the main stack, we will use here the Angular. Angular JS is the JavaScript framework that is used to develop the web applications. We'll to design the forms. Okay, let's say login form, let's say register form, let's say order form. So that is the in the front end, the website that is visible to us that is designed into the Angular JS. Okay, so these are the pillars here. Now we will we will use some commands here how we will do the setup and installation. Okay, so now comes to the point that how we will do the setup and installation. So basically, this is the standard website. One, this is the this is the standard website where we people will download and install the Node.js. So basically, we have to install not the current release, but also earlier release. Due to the stability of the feature, there may be some bug into the current release. So we will install here the LTS earlier release. And now Windows installer MSI if I am having the Windows machine. So I have downloaded this LTS version, Node version is the 18. Okay, now one IDE editor is needed here. So IDE editor we can download from the Visual Code Studio. We write our code into the Visual Studio. So from that we will install the MSI version also here. So these two standard website for the Node.js we will do the Visual Code Studio where we will write the code that is the IDE editor. Okay, and Node.js is basically for executing our JavaScript code rather than the browser. Directly, we will run our code in the terminal. Okay, so let's see here. Am going to the my downloads folder, and then in the download folder, I have downloaded these things. Node hyphen v these things. So I have downloaded this series, like the Node minus v and VS Code setup, this one. Okay. And when you click on the installation as usual, click on next, next, next. Okay. So if the properly installed, so into the run window, you just type Node.js. This icon is visible. So that means my Node.js is properly installed. And if it is properly installed, so now there is a time to run the to set up the environment variable. So basically, go to your this firstly means computer properties and then environment variable, and in the environment variable in the path edit here. Here we have added the VS Code bin library or VS Code bin library here so that I can so that from anywhere I can be able to open the VS Code. I can be able to open the VS Code. Okay, so this is the path that we need to add it here. And similarly, if you are open that path, so if the path is properly configured, so let's say I am going into the my command prompt CMD. I am typing these things. So now I am here. Okay, so because I have configured the environment variable also as well as so node minus e, that version is visible to us. And then what is the node package manager version? npm minus e. So node version node firstly we have to install the node and then we install the npm. Okay, and when the npm through the npm any dependency we can install here. Okay, and if you directly go to the node. So it's like that terminal will be visible to us. If suppose that you are typing something, a is equal to 5. So it is visible to us, a is equal to 5. Let's say, and I am typing here the num is equal to, let's say, so it is showing us a string that is the right now. Okay, and let's say I am typing here the const OB is equal to, let's say I am defining here the object, and my object is the type of the constant, means I don't need to redeclare the object again. So I want that objects having the one attribute, one key as a enum. In the enum, let's say I am defining here the hash, and in the value, let's say I am defining here the one more attribute, that is the ID, and the ID is the integer value, that is the 200. Okay, so this time const OB is equal to enum, which is undefined. Okay, so this is not the, no, this is now this is not the defined here, so that's why it is showing as a undefined. And if you would like to exit from there, so just type this command dot exit. So now, so means you just run these things also as well as from the command prompt also as well as directly when go to the node. Okay, but this is not a good practice. So I am having here the visual code editor also as well as, so at that time I can go to the my IDE editor. So now this folder we have created here, day one we have created here. I want that my hands-on will be in this folder. So just I am typing here the CMD into the address bar. Okay, so now I am in that because I have already configured the environment variable for the command panel also as well as from anywhere we can launch the command prompt. Okay, so I am launching the command prompt. Now I want that this folder will be opened into the VS Code, and VS Code environment path environment variable, as I have seen to you, that into the my computer's properties and read the system environment variable code dot. So now this is open into the VS Code. VS Code icon that is visible to us. Okay. Now expand it as a large. Yes, I trust the author. Okay. Now close this window. So day one folder is open to us into the, this is just as the IDT editor where we type the code here. Now I want that I want that some basically you people are very comfortable into the HTML. Okay. So let's say first code we are writing into the HTML. Let's say I am typing the code home.html, and into the home.html that I have typed here. Okay. So let's say doc type HTML. Sorry. Okay. Now I am typing the code as the body tag. Into the body tag, suppose that you want some S3 tag, heading tag S3, and you are providing the inline style also as well as it's a part of the HTML. Just revise the HTML in the one single line. So style is equal to color, color, red color, and we're typing something. And you want that Node.js will be into the highlighted. So you are using the tag mark tag and you are writing the content as a Node.js. Okay. So these things you have written over there, home.html. And now I would like to run this file into the web browser because it is the HTML file. HTML file basically it can be run by the internet web browser. Okay, by the web browser only. Only web browser is needed for the HTML file, which is executed. So first is the title that is showing here. Hi, welcome in the VS Code practice for the Node.js. Okay. Okay. So this time, this is the output. that is visible to us. The output is that one. Okay. Now let's check. Now there is the turn of the what is the JavaScript. JavaScript basically used for the client side scripting, and it is for use for the validation purpose basically. Okay, but we can do nowadays very much things into the JavaScript. That's why Node.js is becoming popular. Okay, the Angular and the React. Angular uses a TypeScript, React uses the JavaScript. Okay, now I would like to create here the file is the JavaScript file index.js, and let's say in the index.js file, let's say I am using here the variable. Three type of the variable scope here: let, var, const. Let means let and const that are used as a block level only, where they are defined. Okay, but where is the global scope, and let and const cannot be redeclared again. Let's say let a is equal to 2, and then let b is equal to 3, and console.log sum. Okay, so this is the JavaScript file, index.js file. So this file is not linked with the HTML. So means we cannot run this file into the my web browser window. Okay. And now suppose that I would like to run this file by using the Node.js JavaScript runtime environment for the Node.js. So Node.js. So command to execute this file. This is the node, and then the file name is the dot index.js. So here the output is visible to us, that is the file. That is the visible to us, that is the file. Okay. So this is the thing that we can do here. Okay. And now let's see. Let's see here. If suppose that I am using this file into here, linking this file. So at that time, what I can do is script, then source tag, and this is the file name is the index.js. Okay. And now again into the web browser window, we will check this is, and just check the inspect and the console, the log, it is visible to us, that is the file. So at that time, my HTML file is linked to the JavaScript file. So I have internally linked with by using the script tag. Okay. And now what the things we can do into the web browsers window, and what the things we cannot do with the web browser window. Suppose that you are writing the code here into the index.js file. Okay. And you are writing the code here. Let's see. Console.log into the window object you are accessing. The window object you are accessing. And now this time you are running. So at that time, I am getting some error. So window object is not visible into the JavaScript runtime environment with the Node.js. This window object is not undefined, not defined. But check once again that what is the visible into the web browser window this time, because this is being used by the my web browser window. So that for the web browser, which is the engine that is used for executing my web file, that is that window object is visible, but not into the my Node.js runtime environment. So window object is not accessible. So I'm just commenting out this line. I am just commenting out that line. Okay. And now suppose that uh, so this is the things, this is the basic things that we are writing here. The so let is the can means let a is equal to 2, let b is equal to 3. That variable that we have defined here, where is the global level is scope. but that is not into the like the block level is for. Suppose that you are writing here the sum block for, and here let I is equal to 0 and I is less than 5 and I plus plus, and then okay, and again you are okay. So just I am running this file, executing by using the note command. I am running that file. So this is the output visible to us. Okay. Console.log. Suppose that I want, so that proper message is there. So I'm using here the back trick. Here sum is equal to %d. D for the integer format string. F for the float. S for the string. Sum is equal to %d comma sum. Okay. Again you are running that one. So here sum is equal to 5. That is visible to us with the proper message. Okay. And now again if you would like to access here the value of the I, console.log and I. Now again running that code. Here the I is not defined because I is defined as a let. I is defined with the I is defined with the let. So that is not visible to us. And suppose that if you are defining with, let's say, here you are defining, now there is not any issue. Here sum is equal to 5, that is visible to us. And here sum is equal to 5 and I values, that is 5 is presented to us. Because this time I is defined, if I is defined with let means block level is scope. If I is defined this time, I is accessible defined with where. Okay. And I can be also the redeclared also again. Suppose that console.log I and where I is equal to again you are defining as a 8. Then any issue? Proper message you want the backtick you will use here. Here value of I is equal to %d and comma %d, d for the integer value. Where I is the integer value. Okay. Again you are running that one. So the value of I is equal to 8 because I can be redeclared. I can be redeclared. Declaration by the where let const. Declaration by let where const. Some rules there. Okay. And now suppose that here I am taking here the variable, let's say, uh, let's say here I am taking the variable as a, let's, so this is the, here I am taking here the variable, let's say I let j is equal to 9. Let j is equal to 99. So redeclaration block level is good. So you cannot redeclare with where and with let and const cannot be redeclared. Now here the let and where I have enough declared enough described. But what about the const? Okay. So this time suppose that I am using here the const k is equal to 9 and you are doing here the k is equal to 90. Const k is equal to 9 and const k is equal to 90. Proper messaging you want. At that time k is equal to 90. So this is the error case. Why? Error scenario because const means constant, cannot be reassigned, means cannot be reassigned here. Okay. And so this is the, let's say, some basic hands-on where means how can we write the HTML file. HTML file means which is displayed as a web browser web page into the by using the web browser. Index.js file. JS file means JavaScript file that basically used for the client-side scripting language basically, and it is used for the validation purpose. We can write the some code also as well as like into the Java code. We can write the code also as well as. So here the summary for this day first session, because the video cannot be lengthy. So we will discuss into the later series also as well as how can we write the modules into the Java into the Node.js core. What is the core module? What is the global module? That will be the interesting one. Okay, thank you for watching.